Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to our YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any questions regarding to this video or any other videos that I have posted in the past. If you have any video that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. About several years ago, I learned to make homemade ice cream because my wife loves ice cream. And I decided that the best way for us to actually just eat the right amount of ice cream that we need to is to make it yourself. Because if you make it yourself, you will not overeat because you always can make more. And so consequently, you tend to be more conservative of how much you consume. Now, making ice cream actually is quite a bit of fun. But the principle I use is basically the same as the fast cooking system. I have a basic template, which I use a ice cream machine, and this machine works wonderfully. And then using this basic template, I can make variations to create different kinds of ice creams. For example, in here, I have a Oreo cookie ice cream with pecans, and then I also have a chocolate granola ice cream. And they basically using the same template and by making variations to create different versions. Now today, actually, I want to tell you a little bit about this fried egg. Now again, a lot of time, whatever dishes that I make, and most people make is because something that they like to eat. And in this case, my wife particularly enjoys fried egg. Now she enjoys fried egg that is sunny side up. And for a long time, I will make fried egg for her. And it turned out to be frying an egg in a wok is very simple and straightforward. And it's nice to able to do this because you always have an extra dish that you can add to your meal. And this is something very easy to do, and it only takes about a couple of minutes, and you always have egg on hand. So why not take advantage of it? Now, this particular version is a variation of the basic template. Now, the basic template frying an egg, you can say, well, everybody knows how to fry an egg. But frying an egg in a wok without non-stick coating can be challenging because a lot of time the egg will stick. And here I show you one way that I actually to create non-stick cook surface in this wok is by heat up the wok as hot as I possibly can, and then I add the oil. Now, as you notice that because the wok is so hot, the oil almost starts to smoke immediately, and you can tell the egg is doing really good. It's not sticking to the surface of the wok. Is that you can see those bubbles that are formed, and which means that the eggs are not sticking. And as you can see, I will be able to use my wok spatula, lift the egg off the surface of the wok. Now, as soon as I add the oil, I actually turn off the heat on the burner right away. I use a glass top electric burner, and so even I turn it off, the heat will still persist for quite a while. And so since I know this already, I want to make sure that I do not overheat the oil as well as to burn the egg, so I turn off the heat entirely. Now, frying an egg using this method is very simple and straightforward. But you notice that I do have some egg stick to the bottom surface of the wok. Frying egg is probably the most challenging task that you can do in a wok without non-stick coating. And it's even more difficult when you use a stainless steel wok. Stainless steel wok do not retain seasoning. So each time you have to seasoning using the spot seasoning method. Okay, now let's take a look at a variation of this very basic template. Now this time, I'm going to take a slightly different approach of how I season the wok. I heat up the wok, but not to the same extent what I did the first time. Now a lot of time, I do not have a specific set of process or how long I'm going to heat them. Quite often, I understand the principle. I want to make sure if I want to season the wok properly, the most important thing is that to make sure that the oil will start to smoke, at least gently. You don't have to, it doesn't have to go into a raging smoke, but gently, and this is the time when the wok is being seasoned. So in this particular case, I add the oil before the wok getting too hot, And so as you can see that it takes a while for the oil to heat up, and usually takes about 2 minutes or longer. But that wait is really important and necessary. You have to wait till the oil starts to smoke, and then you can turn off the heat. Like right now, the oil to start to smoke, and I know I'm ready, so I'm add the egg to the wok. Now, as you can see again, this is a good sign suggesting that the wok is well seasoned. This one way to look out for that is that you see the bubbles that are being formed, particularly in the egg white portion of the egg, and that means that the oil is so hot it pushes the air upwards, but because it's non-stick, that the egg able to rise directly. Okay, here's the variations. I happen to have some scallions on hand, and my reasoning is that if I add some scallion to this fried egg, it will make the egg more interesting. You know, instead of just the egg flavor, I can have other flavor that to go with with the egg. And scallion is basically a form of onion. So instead of adding onion, you're adding the scallop, you can get the same effect. Next, I happen to have some feta cheese. Feta cheese is something that my wife, again, really enjoys. She loves cheese. I'm not so much, but that's okay. I can, for this, I can make it work. The feta cheese will actually season the egg because the feta cheese is a little bit salty, and so it will give the egg a nice flavor. But if you don't have feta cheese, you can use any cheese that you would like. And then I'm add some of my Wok with Tak basic seasoning mix. This seasoning mix has a number of ingredients. All of them are intend to promote the umami flavor of the food ingredients. So consequently, it will not overwhelm the natural flavor of the food ingredients. This seasoning mix contains mainly mushroom seasoning as well as a number of other ingredients. You can use a link below this video to take a look at more details about what is in the seasoning mix. So as you can see, this is a simple variation of the basic template of frying an egg. And using these variations, you can create many different types of versions. For example, you can substitute different type of cheese. And you can also substitute the scallion with something else, such as you can use some chopped mushroom. Now, all of this provide an opportunity for you to create a very different type of versions. And the end result is that it will greatly enhance the diversity of your meal. Now, this is truly a wonderful, quick add-on to a meal because it is very simple. And it takes almost no time in creating this dish. Now, quite often, when you do home cooking, the most important thing to keep in mind is the ability to create multiple dishes. And there's always the strategy is to find some dishes that's very fast. For example, this egg dish. And then you can create a more elaborate dish, such as a dish that contains different types of proteins like chicken, salmon. That will take a little bit longer time to cook. So if you can combine something that is fast versus something that is more elaborate, the outcome is that you can actually create multiple dishes within a short amount of time. I have a friend, she often invites guests on weekends to her home for dinner. But she normally do not take more than 30 minutes to cook a meal with 3 or 4 different dishes, usually contain quite elaborate dishes. But at the same time, she also have simple dishes like this. Now, this dish might appear to be simple, but in terms of the components that you add to it, give it a sense of elegance as well as complexity that you only normally expected in dishes that take more time to cook. But as you can see, in this case, it takes only about the same amount of time as you would fry eggs. After I put this together, my wife really enjoyed it, and she now requests that I cook the egg like this for her every time when I cook her sunny side up fried egg. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine so that you can avoid fast and ultra-processed food. If you want to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.